You're excited about buying a home in Florida. Sunshine, beaches, no state income tax. It sounds like paradise. But here's the thing, owning a home here comes with some hidden costs that a lot of buyers don't expect, especially if you're coming from out of state. In this video, I'll break down these hidden costs from super high insurance premiums and flood zone surprises to HOA and CDD fees, property taxes, pest control, and even pool maintenance. These are all part of owning a home in Florida, and you'll want to know about them. I'm Nick with Zachos Realty and Design Group, your Gulf Coast relocation expert. I have lived in Florida for a decade, and as a local Sarasota realtor, I've helped a ton of people relocate here. I've seen many buyers get caught off guard by these costs, so if you're planning on moving to Florida, this will help you budget properly so you're not blindsided. All right, let's jump in. First up is homeowners insurance. Florida has some of the highest home insurance premiums in the country, mostly due to the risk of hurricanes and kind of a tricky insurance market. To put it in perspective, what might cost you $1,500 a year up north could be $5,000 or more here. I know we were pretty shocked when we got our first Florida insurance quote, and many of my out-of-state clients have that same reaction. So why so high? Well, the beautiful weather comes with hurricanes. After a few big storms, a lot of insurers either pulled out of Florida or raised their rates like crazy. The result is that we pay a pretty high price for coverage. If you're getting a mortgage, you'll be required to carry insurance. There's just no way around it. So be sure to budget for a much higher insurance bill than you might expect. Shop around for the best rate you can find, but just know it's going to be a significant cost here. Next, let's talk about flood zones. It's no surprise that a good amount of Florida is close to sea level, especially around the Gulf Coast, so flooding is a real concern. If the home you buy is in a designated high-risk flood zone, your lender will require you to carry flood insurance in addition to regular homeowners insurance. Flood insurance premiums can range from maybe $1,000 to $10,000 a year, just depending on the location and the elevation. If the map says that you're in a flood zone, you've got to factor this in. And keep in mind, flooding isn't just theoretical. Heavy rain and hurricanes can and do cause flooding in areas that you might not expect. So always check the flood zone on a property before you buy, and understand that you may need a separate flood insurance policy to protect your home. Now let's talk about community fees. Homeowners Association, HOA fees, and Community Development District or CDD fees. These can significantly affect your monthly cost of living in Florida, especially in many newer neighborhoods around the Gulf Coast. HOA fees cover the upkeep of the neighborhood and its amenities like pools, clubhouses, landscaping, and security. Depending on the community, HOA dues might be around $50 a month for a simple neighborhood, or more like $700 a month in a place with extensive amenities. The more perks and services, generally the higher fee. It's an extra cost on top of your mortgage, so just be sure to budget for it. CDD fee, they're another piece of the puzzle. A CDD finances a community's infrastructure, roads, utilities, parks, by charging residents an annual fee included in their property tax bill. In practice, a CDD might add roughly $100 or $200 a month to your costs once you break it down monthly. It usually continues for many years, essentially until the development infrastructure is paid off. When you combine an HOA and a CDD, you could be looking at a few $100s extra a month beyond your mortgage and standard taxes. It might be worth it for the amenities and the beautiful, well-maintained neighborhood, which, that lifestyle is why many people move here, but make sure to factor it in. Always find out the HOA and CDD fees for a home before you commit, so you won't be caught off guard by those extra expenses. Be prepared for property taxes. A good rule of thumb is about 1% of your home's value per year. So on a $400,000 home, roughly $4,000 annually. And obviously that depends on the municipality that the house is in. Florida does offer a homestead exemption for primary residents that does help a bit. If this will be your main home, you can get $50,000 off of your assessed value, which saves a few $100s a year on your tax bill. Homestead also caps your annual assessed value at 3% maximum, which protects you from big jumps in taxes over time. One thing to know though, when a home is sold, its assessed value resets to the purchase price. So if the seller was paying taxes on a much lower value, your tax bill will most likely be higher than what they were paying. Don't rely on the seller's old tax bill. Always check the estimated taxes for you as a new owner based on what you're paying for the house, so you won't be surprised when that new tax bill comes. Florida's warm, humid climate is paradise, not just for people, but for bugs too. So pest control is pretty much a necessity for homeowners here. You'll find things like roaches, palmetto bugs, ants, mosquitoes, and termites. Most homeowners set up regular pest control service either quarterly or monthly. It might cost around $30 to $50 a month, and it's money well spent. I highly recommend it. Trust me, you don't want to turn on the kitchen light at night and see a huge palmetto bug running across the floor. Termites are another concern. Many homes have annual termite inspections or protection plans to prevent costly damage. The bottom line is no one wants bugs in their home. Include pest control in your budget to keep your Florida home comfortable and bug-free. Having a pool in your backyard is a Florida dream for many, but keep in mind it requires regular maintenance. You need to keep the water clean and balanced and take care of the pump and the filter equipment. You can do it yourself, buying the chemicals and spending some time each week, or you can hire a weekly pool service to handle it for you, probably around, $100 a month on average. Either way, make sure to plan for pool upkeep in your budget. If you ignore your pool, especially in the hot summer, it can turn green and, unusable pretty quickly. Regular maintenance is just part of owning a pool. It's definitely worth it if you love to swim and relax at home. Just remember, it comes with a bit of ongoing cost or, effort to keep it clean. Florida is a fantastic place to live. I wouldn't trade the lifestyle here for anything, but you should go in with your eyes wide open about the costs. The extra expenses we talked about are just part of life here. The good news is none of them are real deal breakers if you plan for them. Being informed means no sudden surprises, and you can focus on enjoying your slice of paradise. If you're thinking about moving to Florida and have questions, reach out to me. I'm Nick with Zachos Realty and Design Group, and we specialize in helping people relocate to the Gulf Coast. We will make sure you find the right home and understand all the costs that come with it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.